got to ask your spirit. What you got to do is you got to deprogram yourself from all fundamentalism. Okay? You say, well, Allah is the best motherfucking knower, but you the fucking Allah. The arm, the leg, the head, the leg, the arm, and the head. So if you the best old knower, that means you know a new theology, not the motherfucking shit the man is following. You God now. Now you got to become God now. And your function is to damn kill the world. But you can't kill the world praying. You got to have a certain destructive energy. This is a new theology. I'm dead on the money. Now, I got over 100 fucking videos out. And you know I can go long, and I can damn back up what I do. You see what I'm saying? I ain't damn toot my own horn, but I'm telling you, I got this shit now. And I've always been a humble person, but for the first time in my life, I got this shit. I got it. I knew it was coming, but when them planets lined up, I went to a new motherfucking level. It was started coming in August. I said, I got this shit, and it started coming. Now, anybody who has heard my stuff, you know that I've been a transformation from when I started out. And I started out pumping then, but now it's almost like in a whole other dimension on what I'm saying. And I'm not bragging anything. I'm trying to tell you a transformation. Because I didn't do it by getting a group of people having to follow me. I got this shit was cold, hard, cold, lights getting cut off, hungry, car breaking down, motor riding. I got this shit on the grassroots level, you understand, with a cosmic mind. So I'm not bragging on this shit. I'm telling you, I got this shit tonight. So y'all got to stick around and hear this shit because it's some badass shit. It's a whole new transformation. I'm saying it's a confidence. Now, listen to this again. You got to listen. They just told you the key. That don't sound right. Satan, listen. It says, now remember, this is the Asclepius. This is Imhotep. This was the builders of the damn step pyramid before the fucking first pyramid. But then again, that's bullshit because the first pyramid was built in Atlantis. But Imhotep wasn't no slow-leak motherfucker. You need to learn about him. That's the father of medicine who went through the God realm. He's talking to Tahuti, Asclepius. Now look at this. Listen to what this shit says. Now the Creator has control in the place that is between heaven and earth. If something is between that, that means that ain't the original motherfucker. He just created down this shit here. That's the motherfucker you don't even be fucking with. Because he created a prison house and got you trapped in the shit. We're going to go through the history of this thing tonight. Because some shit slipped our ass in the Afrocentric movement, and there's a whole body of literature nobody fucking with. Because they thought it was white. But I'm going to back up the history of this thing. Y'all stick with this. It's going to be some awesome shit. You want it? You got it. Toyota. Listen. His place is between heaven and earth. He is called Zeus. Jesus, Jesus. That is his life. Platonus Zeus is the Lord over the earth and the sea. Well, the scripture says Jesus is God. Jesus is God. He is. He's God. And God, we didn't even use that word God in ancient civilization. That word actually, in actuality, is a blonde-haired, blue-eyed German deity. We use Neptune, Orishas. You know what I'm saying? We didn't use the word God. That's a new creation. But look, but they'll put God up in here just to show you because you're used to that word. But listen, he is over the earth, the sea, but he does not possess the nourishment for all mortal living creatures. You are immortal, but you live on a mortal plane now because you live in a physical body. Listen, creatures. For it is at the core that bears the fruit. The core that bears the fruit of these forces is always powerful in a circle of the earth. Hear that shit? Wait a goddamn minute. It says that the real power, the nourishment that bears the fruit, and the real power of the black man and black woman is not between heaven and earth. They say, where? Well, it's at the core, in a circle. Well, where in a circle? In a circle of the goddamn earth. The core of the motherfucking earth is what you've been calling the goddamn devil. Think about this shit. some great shit here now. Then you can understand why the Christians is telling you to rebel against Satan. No, you better rebel against God. Because that motherfucker that you call God is the damn embodiment of evil in our enemy. Motherfucker gonna keep you down here all these damn years praying to him, and your damn condition get worse. I don't give a damn how much money you got out in the damn suburbs. Your people, I am my people, and my people is me. My people in concentration camps, my people bumming for goddamn quarters, my people on motherfucking damn Old English 800. I ain't saying not to drink. Shit. Now you can drink the liquor and everything. Just drink some motherfucking Budweiser, because Old English 800 is piss. They pee in that. Remember I said that urinate in the malt liquor? Listen to this. These forces, the forces that are from the fruit, are always powerful in a circle of the earth. The circle of the earth, the core in the circle of the earth is under the damn earth. Don't worry, we're going to get to it. We're going to get deep. These are riddles now compared to how deep we're going to go tonight. Because we got to go straight to Satanism. That shit, that Satanism, bitch. Man, if the damn Christian came up in here, they'd swear out I'm a motherfucking skinhead, and y'all going to be cutting up children tonight. Just to hear that word, just go, ooh, man, damn. What did this man get me into? Since you call on God, I want to know where that motherfucker gets you. The core that bears the fruit, which is in the circle of the earth, but of the others are always from him who is. So they're saying that the other powers are always from him who is, which is Zeus. In here, they got the same translation, but they say that whom we call Jupiter occupies the space between the heaven and the earth. It is Jupiter, Plutonus, that rules over the earth and the sea. But it is this the new translation. The guy got a little confused. This shit say he does not have the nourishment for all mortal things. This say he who nourishes all mortal things, and all. And see, they done flip the script, you see. That's how they flip the damn script. Now, but my point is, they done flipped the damn script in damn 92 compared to damn 1945. They did the shit in the Quran. The Quran says, our God is the God of Sirius, who created both male and female from one single ejaculated semen. You see what I'm saying? But it also said that the motherfuckers went way up under the earth. Didn't it say that shit? Okay, all right then. So you got it backwards. Okay? Now, let's go on. Because we're going to go into this in a few doggone minutes. We're going to go into this in a few minutes. It says that, let me see if I got the page on this thing. It says that in the late days, this is a white boy giving a warning. He gave this warning to the crackers last year. He said, I'm telling you that the Jesus that you call is coming is going to be more like the devil. Because to use that word, or let's just say the Christ who is coming is going to be more of what you think the devil than what you think of as Jesus. Now, what you think of as Jesus. Now, let me explain something to you right now. The Bible tells you what it is if you read it closely in Revelation. It says that, and even the mystery of the Antichrist, they say that the Antichrist will come and he will sweep 1/3 of the heavens up under his influence. You ever heard that before? Okay, now let's listen to this. Let's see who the fucking Antichrist is. The esoteric Antichrist is the Christ. The word ain, which means nothing, which is triple black and says black Christ. That's another thing. The one that the doggone Bible is giving you a clue, but it's also trying to trash the Antichrist. Well, let me explain what it means. Let's deal with the biblical thing on how you think. It says that the Antichrist will come and he will sweep 1/3 of the heavens under his influence, and everybody will be worshiping, not the Antichrist, it wasn't that, it's the false Messiah. That's what it was. Let me get that right. Everybody will be worshiping the false Messiah. That's what it was. That's what I'm getting hung up. The false Messiah will come and will sweep 1/3 of the heavens under its influence, and everybody will be worshiping the false Messiah and perceive him to be the Messiah. You've heard this before, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Now, let's listen to this. Okay, now. Now we are in the year 2000, so now we can look at hindsight. Who rules now in the damn world? What does most motherfuckers worship? Jesus, right? So now, if the Bible is true, if we are in the end times, so you can say 1930, you say, well, you can't make that statement now because the world ain't over now. But now we can look in hindsight because we done went through our ancient history. Honorable Elijah Muhammad came, Noble Ali came, Afrocentric community came. You even got Rabboni came, you got me, you got Daoud, you got a whole bunch of people. Motherfuckers ain't listening. They still, the mass of the people is worshiping who? Jesus. You even got, goddamn, they got new Arabs for Jesus now and Jews for Jesus. You know, Africa's been taken over, but now they got Arabs for Jesus now and Jews for Jesus now. So Jesus is dominant. Now, let me show you something here. Sometimes dominant don't necessarily mean how many people, although they got more Muslims in the world. It don't mean how many people worship. The dominant also means what is the ruling powers into. And what is the phenomenon? Jesus is reaching more motherfucking people now. You see. So the flavor, if they say that it will sweep one folk to the heavens over, that can't be Horus. It can't be Satan, because nobody don't worship Satan. Oh, you hear that shit? Did you hear that shit? It can't be Satan, because nobody don't worship Satan. The false Messiah has got to be Jesus. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody worships Jesus. Jesus don't do shit for them, but they still worship him. Now, if that ain't a damn a fucking tyrannical, brainwashing demon, they say, well, you know, he deceives people. They say that the great Satan deceives people. Well, you don't worship Satan, you worship Jesus, and that's a deceiver. Think about it. Not only is this a deceiver, the world was taken over through what? Christianity. Right? Okay? And then not only did it take over Christianity, the land that it took over, they started worshiping what? Jesus. Fucking nigga in the equator, blacker than 1,000 midnights, talking about Jesus. He ain't talking about no black Jesus. No. He's talking about a cracker. See what I'm saying? Fucking Chinese talking about Jesus. Can you believe that shit? It's irrational for a motherfucker from Asia, Chinese man, talking about Jesus, and damn Eskimo talking about Jesus. That don't make no sense. But all the other people that had their own sacred deities, which was all one, nobody ain't into that shit. So the false Messiah's got to be who? Jesus. I just proved it. If the false Messiah is supposed to be one perceived to be the Messiah, and we know based on the history, he has done what? Kill motherfuckers. That's all the shit did. What happened? Everybody died under Jesus, right? So who is the false Messiah? It gives it up right there. You understand what I'm saying? It gives it up right there. Okay, going right along. Let's see something. See what we're going to deal with here. First thing we need to deal with is, I'll tell you what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and take this break right now. Let's take this break right now. Let the people go and get some Cheetos, whatever, because we got to deal with Satan. We got to deal with the demons. And I'm going to show you who the demons are. Information the cracker begged me not to get. And I start reading who the demons was. They say, well, the demons live on the earth. Yep. So what we're going to do is y'all go do that. I had to put the Jesus thing in there because we got to come back to that. But y'all go for the break. And when we come back, then we got to go into straight Satanism. Shaitan, the prince of darkness, Beelzebub, Baphomet, the evil one, all the shit that you scared of, the demon, the monster, the beast 666. We got to get into that. But we're going further than that. We got to get into this particular part. Come on with it. All right. Huh? That's right. We'll come in the name of Christ. But Christ, right. Jesus coming in the name of Christ, because he is not the Christ. But the Hermetica, this one is out. This is the one. Okay, I got this my stack I got to use. That's my stack. Okay. It's to do it for Allah. You know what I'm saying? You are Allah. Are you ready? You got you on? Okay. Now, we got to deal with the origin of this particular Zeus and who did Zeus kill. In order to do it, we got to go to the Greek mythology, because let me explain something to you. The most ancient thing, and you know it's got to be ancient, because I don't give a damn how much expert you are. You don't know shit about this. So therefore, you know it's got to be ancient, because you ain't talking about it. That's right. You don't deal with this. Let's deal with this. The Typhonian tradition matured, declined, it matured and declined even before the first monumental stage of the ancient Egyptians. That means when they came into Hemmitt and they asked Manetho who ruled, he said we had damn 10,000 years of ruling. 10,000 years of ruling. 300 pharaohs in the dynastic, 500 in the pre-dynastic, which adds up to about 10,000 years, give or take. They say, well, who used to rule before then? They say, that's when a whole bunch of gods used to rule. You just started with some motherfuckers that was over you. No, we used to be the gods that we was plunged into the physical realm and we became human. And that's what we got to go into. So now, the Typhonians. But see, the problem is, the reason why we don't have this particular information, and now we have left it up to the white boys to come in and tell us all this shit about Atlantis and shit. They don't know what the fuck it is. You notice how they always talk all this shit and they don't never have no color in it? Well, where are the people? What were the people? You understand what I'm saying? They'll never have no damn color in it. So what were the doggone people? You see. Now, they get you let the brother in. So, what happened? Unfortunately, the Egyptians or the Hemmites, whenever they would have a newer people would come over and take over, they would destroy other people's records. That was their thing. But what you don't realize is the other records survive because the people migrate out. So those particular people migrated to Mesopotamia, Babylonia, or hell, it was all probably already there at the same damn time. This is migration shit. We was all over the planet Earth. When we was in Atlantis, hell, we was one people that did one thing. So because we go and see some shit Egyptian in the Easter Islands, or some Egyptian shit in Hawaii, we just thought a motherfucker migrate. No. It was all one shit at one time because it wasn't even called Egyptians. The Egyptians didn't call themselves Egyptians. They say the Camites, but then they say we the Netters, then they say we the Netteru, then they say we the Nephas, then they say we the Nephilim. We ain't got no damn name for our ass. We are that we are. So we Moors, we all of that shit. You see, we just the shit. There ain't no name for us. You see what I'm saying? There ain't no name for us. Now, dealing with this, the stuff it didn't migrate. The stuff that they was already out before the Egyptians destroyed the stuff was in Arabia, Mesopotamia, Babylon, Chaldea, and all of that. The Chaldeans later on migrated out and were called seafarers, called the Phoenicians. The Phoenicians called themselves also the Etruria. And the Etrurians migrated to Greece and Rome, and it was named the Etruscans and later on Troy, or Trojans. They left a mythology there that you call Greek mythology is ancient Typhonian mythology. So see, the Afrocentric shit messed us up. See, they don't understand concepts in history. Yes, later on, thousands of years later, the white Greeks came into Egypt and plagiarized stuff out. You understand? What the Afrocentric community didn't understand, there was an early Greek, which was the Etruscans, who had already had an ancient shit, which was in Egypt, and ends up being the most authentic shit, even than the Egypt shit you got now. Why? Because the Egyptian stuff, the pyramid text, is a later text. You know your history. It's a later text. Even though it's the oldest book we got in the world, it's a later text. But in the beginning of the book it says that Set was the origin of all the gods, but he fell. And we're going to go into the whole fall thing tonight. So it was a later text. So the later text came out of Egypt, or either what we think is Greece is new. Yeah, you got new Greece, but the text that the ancient Etruscans put there is old, and it's the Typhonian thing. The Hermetic material, Hermetica, is a form of the Typhonian. So we're talking about something ancient. So the word Typhonian, you get the word Set, or the word Soot. You get the word Self. Now I'm going to show you what a true God is. If you go to Hebrew, you will find Set. Self. Right? If you go to Greece, you will find Set in Greece. If you go to the Gnostic scripture, you will find Set. If you go to the Bible, you'll find Set. If you go to Egypt, you'll find Set. He's the only deity that's in all of them. He's the most true and ancient deity. You see what I'm saying? Now, this foot Set becomes Sephion, I think that's how to spell it, or it becomes Soot on, later on Shaitan, and the SH, Shaitan, same people, they have linguistic things. We also use a T. We also use a T. We use a D. And we use a SH. We use all these different sounds and stuff, but based on the migrations of the tribes, Shaitan is also pronounced down the road Titan. Titan and Shaitan or Satan is the same thing. You get satanic, Titanic. So now we got to find out what the fuck the Titans are, because we done went through all of this, at least in my studies. Now we got to go into the history of the Titans, and that's where you find this motherfucker, this Hyde, this Jesus bastard who ain't shit. See, the brother Walter Williams, he just introduced the information where he broke it down and said Jupiter and Zeus. But he didn't go into it and study the Greek mythology, because we always fuck up. The Afrocentric people did it. They thought it was some white shit. They didn't know that it was the ancient people, the Etruscans and the Etrurians. I'm the motherfucker brought that out. And see, because see, Spirit told me back in 94. They say, listen, they tell me that always you will be on the books. That means that never, ever say because you got to find it in a book that it's true. And later on they reveal the books. So A&E came on one night and they say the Etruscans. And the Spirit said, them the original Greeks and Romans. That's the Spirit just said the shit. And as the program went on, them crackers start talking. Say, yeah, these motherfuckers are here. And the Greeks and Romans rebelled against them, and they actually said it, the Etruria. They started the shit. But the Spirit had already told me, the shit just said Etruscans. I said, now who the fuck are these motherfuckers? And the Spirit said, they the Greeks and the Romans. Them the original people who started the language. I said, oh, shit. Then when it went went in there, they said, well, these people, they worship the goddess and the great mother. I said, stop right there. That can't be no white man. I said, because all black societies always have the great mother as the high deity, and the white societies didn't. Then I go and pick up the doggone Greek mythology, and Dr. Ben and John Henry Clark and all the scholars, Leonard Jeffries, they didn't go and study this shit, or they needed to go and restudy it, but you need to do things with your spirit and not intellect. The intellect will fail your motherfucking ass. It can only go so far. That's how you put the pieces together. Hmm? So I pick up the Greek mythology, the book, Robert Graves' book, The Greek Myth, which is the definitive text. The first shit start off with a woman creating the motherfucking universe. I say, stop right there. That's got to be black. If you understand history, the only people that ever had a woman as the most high is black people. This shit here can't be no white people shit. Ain't no white motherfucking people gonna put out, the woman started the damn universe. No, right there. And when they say Etruscans, I say, oh, I got it. The Greek language, we rebel against that. That's fundamentally black. It's just that we see later white people using it. And like damn Hakeem Bey said, half them damn statues over there, them motherfuckers was made 100 years ago. And then he said it in 94. Swear to God on the damn, on the history, on the Discovery Channel. They were talking about all these artifacts that's going, they're passing off being fake in the museums. People will spend $10 million to get it. And when they do the carbon date on it, this shit was made in damn 1972. So they dug this big-ass Greek statue out of the damn Greek Ocean or Aegean Sea or wherever that shit was. And they, the bronze statue, and they did the carbon dating on it. They said this shit was made in 1972. That goes and bear witness to them motherfuckers. The Greek shit, a lot of the statues and all was black. And they damn tore them up and made them a history in the late 1800s. Hakeem Bey bear witness to that. You know, I was out here at my North Lake Mall somewhere and buying me one of them old fucking them euros or gyros. They had some real Greeks, and this nigga was selling me some shit, and he had hair like my barrel here. Shit was nappy. I said, now wait a minute. Now common sense ought to tell me. If I'm looking at a motherfucker I think it was 1995 and he got nappy hair like that, imagine what that motherfucker looked like 2,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago. They were black people. You see what I'm saying? They were doggone black people. You see, so that's the key. Now, let's go into this thing right now. What is the Typhonian thing? The Typhonian declined before the monuments of the early civilization and all. And this is the witness by fragments of magical, mystical lore once current in Egypt and the Far East. The tradition lingered on and became corrupt in passing ethics. The gradual attrition of the old age lineage of initiates, harassment of warring factions seeking temporal power at expenses of intemporal power, and space translating knowledge shifted the sparks that fueled the spring of ancient Egypt and represented fitfully over the centuries of alchemical writings in the West. So they said that basically this thing, it keeps popping back up over years and stuff. You just got to go to different places to get it. It's the most ancient thing. The Greek shit, because it's traced by the Etrurians, is some of the ancient stuff. So now let's go into this stuff to try to find out what this thing is. So we get the Handbook of Classical Mythology. Handbook of Classical Mythology. So we used to just pass this shit up because we thought it was white people shit. Now this shit is black people shit. Because ain't nothing out here but the black man. The Chinese motherfucker doing that karate, that's our shit. That's on the walls and temples. So they say, don't fuck with the damn Taekwondo. That ain't shit. You got to do the Kung Fu. Now the brother was talking, my brother said, because Taekwondo, if you get on the motherfucking damn telephone booth, you can't do shit with that shit. And you know most niggas jump your ass in hallways, in some close-knit spots. Taekwondo is pretty shit, but you can't do that shit. So the Kung Fu, you gotta get a motherfucker, you gotta beat a motherfucker ass like this. That's the real shit. So right there you got some ancient shit, and then you got some shit that's a graduation from that shit, you see. And I took that old Taekwondo bullshit back in the day. And all right. I think I got my ass whipped more in the damn karate era. You know the Bruce Lee era in the 1970s? I got my ass whipped more with that shit. Because my first damn teacher had a brown belt. Ain't that a bitch? Well, shit, I was in Mullen, South Carolina. This the only motherfucker down there. Huey came to town with a brown belt. That month we had a damn near 50 people. And because he was the only motherfucker, he had white boys up. And we had an integrated class in the Deep South. Because that's the only way you're going to take it. This brown belt motherfucker had the whole town. And shit like that. You see. Then as we went on, some other bad niggas came up. But I think I got my ass whipped more back then. Now, let's deal with the Titans. Now listen to this. Typhos called the Titans the youngest son of torturous Gaia. Now, let me get this right. Let me get this right. That's Typhos. That's another one. I want to get the Titans. Hold on. That's the person. I'm going ahead of myself. Here it is. Titanin. The Titans, the ancient deities of Greek mythology who ruled the world before the time of Zeus. Oh, shit now. Come on. Who ruled the world before the time of Zeus and the Olympian gods. Now, what did them motherfuckers do last year in the Olympics? They came to the Fulton County Stadium, and what they did? They did a damn ritual to Zeus, Jesus, to re-establish his tyrannical reign. Am I bullshit? Because we don't know nothing about nothing. We saw that's some pretty shit out there. That's some pretty shit. They did a ritual. That nigga up there talking some bullshit. Now, the shit in our backyard. Now the shit is coming home. Because when we get into this powers of Satan, we'll tell you what you got to do. They did a ritual to Zeus. Well, who the fuck is Zeus? Let's listen. The Titans, an ancient deity. Now, you ain't got to get this one. The books, all of them say the same thing. The Robert Graves book, any book on Greek myths, you get it, they go into the same thing. Okay, then we're going to tell you who the devil is. We're going to go to the real story of the damn devil in a few minutes. Now, the Titans, ancient deities of Greek mythology who ruled the world before the time of Zeus and the Olympian gods. They were taught to be the children of Uranus, heaven, and Gaia, earth. Because remember now, in the Necronomicon shit, they say, well, this war in heaven, where was it fought? So this shit was fought right here on earth. Same earth, another dimension. Before the physical. Because the heaven that you think is up, Sirius, which is here, Sirius used to be the damn earth before it became physical. The heaven is right here. And the gods who used to rule in heaven was crushed up and put up under the earth. Let's go into this shit. See, Christianity been fucking us up. You see, and that's why the white man is doing this. Now, let's go on. Okay, I ain't going to break no more. Okay. They were taught to be the children of Uranus, heaven, and Gaia, earth. Chief among them was Kronos. The king with him was associated, the king. With him was associated Rhea, his wife, sometimes his sister. Iphitus, Aronos, Titus, Hierophon, Thymus, and others. In Greek time, they were believed to be a number of 12, as the Olympian deities were 12. The Titans were apparently to be the embodiment of powers of nature and of heaven and of earth and of sea. Kronos assisted his mother in overthrowing Uranus, who ruled in his state with Rhea, his sister. Now, okay, in fear of his sons would overthrow him, Kronos devoured all of his particular sons at birth. Now, that's spiritual in a way. Let me show you what that means. And I'm going to show it to you. See, when you read this shit, you got to think energy, or you'll be thrown off. Kronos was the father of Zeus and them. Okay? Kronos is up here on the heaven realm. Let me show you this. At first, when you think of it, you can't never look at this shit as literal. You got to look at it as energies, and you got to ask the spirit to translate it for you. And every time I read it, the Spirit be in my head translating it. Well, this is this, and this is this, and this is this. Now, look at this. Look at this. This is the heaven realm. I want to. This is the heaven realm. I want to get this right here. Chronos, which is now Saturn. Chronos is up here. Chronos, having children, which is seeds, he would eat them and devour them at the birth. Now, if you talk about energy, if you at a high realm, you would devour your seed. It's like chaos. You would devour the energy because you don't want the energy to slip down here. You get it? To the lower realms. So you got to think of it that way. So they said that Chronos, who feared his sons would overthrow him, devoured them at birth. So in actuality, they was actually regenerating themselves on the heaven realm. You get it? We're talking science here. Now, regenerating themselves. Okay, now. Zeus, however, rescued by Gaia's help, soon made Chronos discourage his brothers. Then began the famous war against the Titans. Now, what this means is this. Let me break this down. You first had Uranus, and Uranus had a wife called Gaia. Heaven and earth, but it's the same earth. It's the energy that's in the earth. Let me break it down off of the words so you can understand it, get a flow on this thing. You had Uranus and Gaia. They gave birth to Chronos and Rhea, and Chronos and Rhea and 12 other damn Titan race of people. 12. Later on, Chronos and Rhea started devouring their children because they didn't want this shit to go down here. As a result, now, after a while, the story's going to start being familiar to you. As a result, Gaia and Rhea, mainly it was actually Rhea, just like the feminine energy. That's just the way it is. She felt sorry for the children, but you can't think of it as physical. You got to think of it as energy. So she tricked Chronos by giving him a rock one time when he was about to eat the last son, Zeus. And he swallowed the rock, and they carried Zeus off in swaddling clothing. Oh, goddamn, where I hear that shit before? Wasn't that so-called king trying to kill the firstborn children? And the damn Jesus was born on a motherfucking manger and was carried off to Egypt in swaddling clothing? It's just an ancient story transferred on, so they kept the same Greek mythology of Zeus. Well, what the fuck did Zeus do? Let's see. After that, Zeus rebelled against all the damn Titans, his father's brothers, and all the ancient ones. And thus the Titan was apparently to be the embodiment of 12 powers. Now listen, thus this began the famous war of the Titans against Zeus and his associate Olympus. Olympus now was the stronghold of Zeus. So basically, what happened was this. They had a war for 10 years. Zeus had another child by the name of Dionysus. The Titans came to Dionysus and gave him toys. This is mythology where we can explain the energy. And they chewed up Dionysus and devoured him. Zeus got mad and took a lightning bolt and crushed the Titans. And took the Titans and their dust, titanium, a titanic dust, satanic dust, and made humans out of the motherfuckers, which is us. So we are made up of the Titan, or the Satanic, or the Satanic, or the Typhonian race of people. You get this? The Typhonian race of people. Dionysus, which is Osiris, is another story, had a divine spark in him, and we even got that spark in us mixed with the Typhonian, or Titan dust, which is melanin. And in the melanin is one seed, which is a divine spark, which all that together makes us illuminate. He chained them, the Titans, to the bottom of the earth called Tartarus. Later on we call hell, or mental, which is the deep subconscious of your own mind. It's where you are. And they chained us to the bottom of the earth, Tartarus. Now, Zeus became the ruler of the damn world. Now, let's go on with this Titan thing so you can see some stuff here. Look. Who are the Titans? Okay. The Titans, let me get this right here. Y'all bear with me now. In classical Greek mythology, we need to go back beyond the familiar pantheon of Zeus and the fellow Olympians to the gods who they overthrew, who were their parents, and who are known as Titans. So you worshiping Jesus, he the motherfucker got rid of your motherfucking monkey ass. Because that's Jesus, Jupiter. The realm of Jupiter. You getting it? I'm tying it in from last time. You getting it? How it all come together? How they giving you Jesus. You know, I'm really spiritual. As spiritually I go, I really has got more of a detestation for black people than I do white people. White people I understand now because they just are who they are. A dog is just a damn dog. You know what I'm saying? So you can't too much get mad at a damn dog and shit. The motherfucker is only being who he is made to be. Right? He's the son of the lower entity, and that's all he is. And that's all the hell he ever gonna be. I don't give a damn how much perfume and how much damn Armani suit they get up in there. They still say little racist shit when you get around them, even though they mean good. But it's their nature. You know when them crackers say some racist shit, they just say the shit without even thinking. It'd be like, they just say some fucked up shit. You be like, that's some fucked up shit. But they be your best friend and they don't be saying the stuff to hurt you. That's just their nature. But I swear I get a hatred for black people. I got a serious goddamn complex for black people over the last year or so after being years and years of loving my damn people. That's good. Because we ain't that. We ain't black people. We getting stuck in that. We are divine chaos beings, Titans, Satans. Just basically the gods of the universe. You see? So I'm rebelling against the physical container that Zeus put us in. Now remember now, going back, I talked about the narcissism and how they had a god that broke away from the ancient gods. I talked about Adalabra. And he broke away from the ancient gods and came down here and created the physical earth. Right? He created the physical earth. And when he created the physical earth, he trapped the souls down in it. And they had to take a higher soul to come down and dwell amongst the souls that was trapped to later on redeem that person. That person is Satan. See, go and get the Devil's Advocate. See the movie Devil's Advocate? Actually at the Dollar Flick now. It came there Monday. Go see the shit. It's at the Dollar Flick. He said, motherfucker, I'm your friend. I've been down here with you all the time. The guy you talking about is an absentee landlord. The one to keep you down here all the damn time suffering. That's Zeus. That's Jesus. Why? Let's go on. The Titan race. The origins of the Titans, the giants gods, go back in time to a scenic background of the earth and sky. We're born of the primal earth. We're born of the actual primal earth. And there were 12 Titans in all, and these particular Titans was actually basically destroyed by Zeus. Zeus became a subordinate deity. That's the Adalabra that we talked about. Now, we know that Jesus is Adalabra. Anybody heard me talk about Adalabra, the subordinate deity? who is the embodiment of evil. Blavatsky, in her book, Blavatsky on the Gnostics, told the motherfuckers in 1800. She said Jesus was a Dalabra, the incarnation of a Dalabra, who is this embodiment of evil. I don't want to say the word Satan. I'll just say the embodiment of evil as you know it. It's going to have to take another evil to get his ass off of us. And Jesus, Blavatsky said it in her book, Blavatsky on the Gnostics. In another book called The Gnostic Tree of Gnosis, it says that the Hebrews the Hebrews anointed by Rome, or even you talk about the Jews, because fucking Josephus and them helped them with that shit. They say the Messiah anointed by the Jews or Rome is the motherfucking damn false Messiah. And he is the subordinate deity. The true Messiah will come, but is yet to come, but will come. Get it? That's why even the Jews now don't even deal with that shit. That's Metatron. We're going to get into that in a few minutes. Now, let's get it in a few minutes. Now, let's go on. Anyway, once the Titans was crushed and their bodies or their dust was made into humans, Zeus and his gods started ruling over us with an iron hand. Whereas one time on the particular planet, they were saying in the mythology, we didn't need to grow nothing. We could produce shit out of thin air because we had the spiritual realm to do it. Now we had to till the soil and become hunters and gatherers and slaves to a subordinate deity. Get where I'm coming from? Then later, something happened. And this is what you need to understand at this particular time on what happened here. And this is what happened. Here come a person by the name of Prometheus. And let's find out who Prometheus is. Try to find out who Prometheus is. Then come a person by the name of Prometheus. Prometheus, son of a Titan, so-and-so, so on. I'm going to get to the particular part. After the war of the Titans, they had one Titan that he kind of chilled in the background. He made like he was helping Zeus and them kill the Titans, but they let him live, and they let another Titan live. As a result, he was like an agent. Although the Titans was ruling, and I'm going to tell you who the Titans are. The Titans is motherfucking Ra in Egypt. The Titans is the daytime gods. The real true gods is the dirt gods. They up under the ground. The gods that rule the forces of nature is our enemy. That's our enemy. You take nature. Nature will come, and nature will kill up some stuff, but nature don't have the energy to kill itself and kill the earth. It can't destroy itself. That means it's going to have to take another God that's going to rebel against nature and everything else. And now that's what we got to do. We got to change everything. We got to rebel against everything on the earth. We got to do this stuff quick. Hopefully in a matter of damn months if everything go right. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to get disgusted with my damn self. Now, let me explain this to you. Y'all all right? Here comes Prometheus. What Prometheus does is this. Prometheus hanging out with Zeus. Zeus and them said they were going to help mankind a little bit. They gave mankind a sacred bull. That's a certain energy. That represents melanin or something like that. So what Zeus did, they put him over the program of the sacred bull. So what Zeus did is cut up the bull and gave the best parts to mankind. That's talking about melanin. If you understand bull, Osiris, and what they're talking about energies. So Zeus was giving them the best shit behind their back. Prometheus. So then Prometheus went up and stole some fire from the gods and brought it back down to mankind so mankind can have the fire. So when you read the mythology, you think they're talking about fire, like you burning fire. No, it was talking about the Kundalini energy. See, giving them back the stuff so these Titans can rise up, because, see, Prometheus is a Titan too. As a result, Zeus became angered and threw Prometheus out of heaven. Now, where did we hear this story before? No, you hear the story in the Bible. Lucifer, right? The light bearer. The original Lucifer, which the Christian version is a distorted version, but it comes from the Greek version. And the original Lucifer was Prometheus, who stole fire from the heaven to give to man so man could have fire. You understand where I'm coming from? Which is the energy. As a result, they threw Prometheus down in torturous tubes and chained him to a rock for 1,000 years. Remember they said about they chained Satan down? And this eagle was tearing off of Satan's flesh, Prometheus' flesh. Ate his liver. But Prometheus had another secret. He knew of a secret of a person that had a baby for Zeus. A woman had a baby for Zeus, and it was prophesied that this baby would later on rise up and overthrow Zeus. And Prometheus had the story and had a secret, and Zeus tried to get Prometheus to give him the secret along with the fire thing. There's several versions. And he wouldn't give him the secret, and he chained him down and had to to eat from his liver, the eagle. Later on, Hercules rises up and goes down and frees Zeus, Prometheus. So Hercules is also Zeus' son. So by him freezing Prometheus in the Greek mythology, he's in fact overthrowing Zeus. Now, let's go into some stuff right now so you can understand something. The ancient god in Egypt is called Set Typhon. If you go to Typhon in the Greek mythology, he's a 7-headed monster with several heads, 100 heads. And he comes up because Gaia got mad because Zeus, that she freed, he came down here and started ruling shit. And ruling over the people and trapping the souls in heaven because heaven is down here. Y'all getting this? She sends a fierce monster called Typhon. Zeus is so scared of this monster, Zeus hauls the fuck ass. Get the hell on him and all the rest of the Olympian gods, and they go to Egypt and he becomes Amun-Ra. That's based on the Greek shit. So now we got to rebel against all gods he's worshiping. All of them. You see what I'm saying? Because we hide in them. We the Allah. We the Layla. We the Sut. Now, this Typhon is also, all of these Typhon, Set, Prometheus, all forms of our energy, which later on called Satan. Now, let's go into some stuff right now. We're going to deal, which leads us to this. Now, if you want to get this, you want to get this book. Get this book. I've been telling you get these books for years. People were scared as hell of it. Now, the book is back out now. It's got a new cover on it. People couldn't take this cover. They got this white boy, he got a damn nun and a priest chained down. It's called Pacts with the Devil. Oh, you hear that? Oh, man, oh, God. Pacts with the devil. And then you get some rat. That shit scared the hell out of me when I first heard it. And I'm supposed to be doggone trained for this stuff. Because the fundamentalism is always with you. It's worse than crack. Now, it's called Pacts with the Devil. S. Jason Black and Christopher Hyatt, Ph.D. The Prometheus story is up in here. Now, this book just came back out, but they're going to take it off soon. They got them at Tower Records. You can get them here. They got them at, you can get this book all over now. Borders everywhere selling Pacts with the Devil. You better get it, because it's going to come out. When the print and sell out, they ain't going to print it no more. Listen. Okay, now look. In here, they got something called the third eye of Lucifer. Well, we got the third eye. So what is Lucifer? The mystery of Lucifer comes from Prometheus, and Prometheus stole fire in a tube and brought it to the man. The tube is the Kundalini. Is the Kundalini energy. Right? At the top of the tube, which is later on the Olympic torch. At the top of the tube is fire, which is the pineal gland. Lucifer simply means the pineal gland. And you the fallen ones. Now, third eye of Lucifer. Okay, then let's go to the original story of the original light bringer. The original light bringer, he has a parallel with the Christian story, very close indeed. Prometheus, the Titan, seeing a sad plight of mankind was in, living in darkness, restored to resolved to defy the other gods by bringing man the gift of fire. He climbs to the home of the gods and steals the fire in a tube, which is the pineal gland, the kundalini, and all of this. Later on, he's told he did this in the biblical version. He's the damn serpent. We'll get in that in a few minutes. Steals fire from the tube, carefully carrying the fire down to earth again. He presents the fire to man and teaches the people of the world and how to use teaches the people of the world how to use this gift. That's talking about your spiritual energy, other than making some fires around a campfires and all that type of thing. Now, it says the outlawed Prometheus. They outlawed Prometheus, and his punishment chained him to a rock in the wilderness, and they tortured him by eating out his particular liver. All that is in this particular book, Pact with the Devil, the third eye of Lucifer. And in here, they're going to show you a picture of the devil. They'll show you a picture of the devil, and they say the devil here called Astaroth, or Astaroth, he is the black man. Now, he is the black man. He is the black man. This picture here. Let's see if I can get it right. He is the black man. I'm going all over the place now. He is the black man right here. Anyway, S. Jason Black and Christopher Hyatt. That's the name of the Pact with the Devil. Now, let's go into the Luciferian principle so you can understand some things here. Then we're going to go into some other stuff. Now, here we go now. Lucifer is understood as the light bearer of mankind. As a result of being given this light by Lucifer, which continues to be reborn in every generation of humanity. You the ones now, the light bringers. Mankind will be able to take measure of his egocentric power from the lower logos, from the solar logos. So, what Jesus said, I am the logos. So you understand who got your power. In this way, Lucifer is the savior of mankind, at least for the part of humanity that has been able to comprehend his principle, its principle. It says that the power to survive the solar logos. Now, this Luciferian mythology was in fact older than the ignorant misunderstandings of the willful distortions of Judeo-Christian tradition. He claims to have this knowledge from the pre-Christian or non-Christian Barbello Gnosis. So there's a group of people called the Barbello Gnostics. There's some people that Paul and them borrowed a lot of this stuff from. Lucifer is the embodiment and the enlightenment and reason. For there are none of the destructive slanders against him in this Christian tradition. So the Christian tradition actually slandered this particular person and distorted it. Now, it says the relative roles of the entity referring to the light bearer, the Greek word eros phoros, is referred to as a god and perhaps the oldest version of the Lucifer myth. This is the Greek Prometheus, which is known as he who has foreknowledge. Foreknowledge, forehead, gnosis, light. Light is knowledge. Forelight, forehead, light in the forehead. Lucifer, third eye. The traditions differ in many details of the Promethean mythology. But what is essential to Prometheus, wishing to help to preserve mankind, to say, and even say he created mankind. So they said not only that, once Zeus tore the Titans up, they said that damn Prometheus came down and fashioned mankind on a potter's wheel and constructed the body of mankind so it can hold the light. So they say he even created mankind. It depends on what mythology you talk about. They'll say Zeus crushed the actual Titans and made man out of the Titan dust. But because Prometheus was one of Zeus' helpers at the time as an agent, he was probably the one that fashioned all that shit. Because they said Prometheus is the one who took the sacred bull and actually fashioned this particular man. Also, when Hercules frees Prometheus gives Hercules 2 silver balls. All this mythology is basically talking about energy. It's the 2 golden balls. These particular golden balls, gold is talking about the highest form of melanin, and he gets his illuminated body, or what is called the illuminated spirit, or they call it glorified spirit. All this is talking about a transformation of your soul, in which the reason why you haven't transformed is because the simple fact you're still thinking of evil. Let's go on so we can explain some more of this particular part. Now, it says that he brought divine fire, which is actually higher consciousness, and bestowed it upon man. This was enlightenment for humanity. Zeus, Jesus, however, arranged to punish Prometheus by hurling him into the depths of Erebus, which is the torturous, where he was stalked to the mountain, and the image of referring to the crucifixion of 100 years. And this point of the creator God here is Zeus, the Judeo-Christian Jehovah. Zeus is the Judeo-Christian Jehovah. Quote, he wants to keep humanity in subjugation and slavery to the natural laws which he has set up. Let me read that again now. Let's just take Zeus out and put Jesus so you will know what the churches is into. The point of the creator God here is Jesus, the Judeo-Christian Jehovah, who wants to keep humanity in subjugation and slavery to the natural laws which he wants to set up, which he has set up, which is the physical plane. But a rebel, Lucifer, Prometheus, elsewhere, Lucifer, befriends man and brings him the means to become one of the gods. The fundamental idea of underlying the Luciferian state, which is a non-Christian myth. Now, what we're talking about here is the same snake. He's known as the snake in Christian called Nephesh. And this particular serpent in the Garden of Eden, the anointed one, the Hebrew Messiah. Nephesh in the Garden of Eden, the anointed one, the Hebrew Messiah. So they were saying the false Messiah got to be Jesus because the Hebrew Messiah is called Nephesh, which is called the goddamn serpent in the Garden of Eden. The Christos are the same. Okay, let me go back. Read this again. The world of opposite. It says the teachings of the serpent, called the Hebrew Neches, in the Garden of Eden, is the anointed one, the Hebrew Messiah. Christos and the Christos are one in the same. So the Hebrew Messiah and the serpent, the anointed one, is one in the actual same. Is one in the actual same. And they add it up like this, because there's some. See, every word in Hebrew got a Kabbalistic breakdown, and this is the math on it. You get the word Neches, which is N-C-H-S-H, equals 550.8 300. This is what it equals. Now you get the word Messiah, which is also M-S-H-Y-C-H, equals let me write this down. You can do the math on it. Which both, this one equals, do it this way, 358. This one equals 358, which is the same according to the Kabbalah, which is the same serpent. Now the serpent did what? He told him not to eat the what? The apple. The apple in the tree of life, will cut on the thing, is what? In the middle of the tree of life, you have an apple. Show this. Then we're going to brainstorm and go into the powers of evil and find out some stuff, what we're going to deal with here. And show you this. The apple, get this right. See if I got a Kabbalah in here. I should have put all this right. The Kabbalah, I'll show this one. Oh, damn, plug this up. I didn't even plug this up yet. Plug that. It's right behind you. It's right behind you. You see it? Right, okay. Now, okay, yeah. Do this. Bring this down. You've seen me do this diagram of the Kabbalah. This is the original tree or the cross that Jesus hangs upon. This particular part here is called Dar. You get the word Dar. It's this word D-A-T-H, which is Dar, which is dot. Is the way dot or dat is the way the Hebrews say, which is this particular part right here, which is the black dot, which is in you, the third eye. Dar. Now, this particular dot period, the serpent rises up this tree and eats from this particular apple. Or your energy rises up this particular tree and eats from this particular apple, because this is the tree of knowledge. Dot is called knowledge. This is the third eye. So they said what? They ate from the tree of knowledge, and what happened? What is that? Their eyes became open, and they became like God, right? Knowing good and evil. You see, they became gods. And what happened? Zeus, I guess that's out of whatever. Zeus did what? Cast them out. You see what I'm saying? So now, this serpent is Lucifer, Satan, the serpent of evil, is nothing but the Kundalini energy up in you that Prometheus stole, which he was thrust down below the heavens into something called Tartarus, or Mentor, or hell. Now let's go on. Let's go on, because we got a lot of other stuff to cover. To go into this particular part, let me get some, bear with me 1 minute, let me get some of this stuff straightened out so I can get back to my notes. Now, what it is, the Titans, let me get some other, I want to read a couple other things on the Titans first. Couple other things on the Titans. Anyway, well, whatever, I just do it with my head and all. I know. Anyway, the Titans, yeah, I got it right here. Okay, this is it. The Titans. The Titans, first you had a group of people that, what happened was you had a group of people, and these people, they were called, it says that the great beast of Revelation is Titan. That's in Jeremiah's Natural Genesis book. The great beast of Revelation that everybody's scared about is Titan, which in Greek form, his word is T-E-I-T-A-N, Titan, which is 666, is the great beast of Revelation. In the Greek form, it is Titan. Titan, Master says, clearly is the Chaldean form of Shaitan, because the Hebrew SH or S is frequently turned into T in Chaldea. And Satan, or Shaitan, is the very name which Satan has been called innumerable by the devil worshippers of Christendom. From Armenia, Christendom, the devil worshipping group embodied in the Chaldean mystery of the Western Asia Minor. Since Etruria, the devil worshippers con Christendom, which is called the Yazidi tribe, Yezides. They later on became Etruria,